city. Detroit is love. I love my city. Detroit is love. That 313.
Welcome to another episode of Middle Ground with JLE L.L.C, where we treat you like family. That is the theme song, Detroit Love, of my first album, The JLE Experience. I recently had to re-release it, so go check it out. Got another amazing guest for you in season 13. She got some nice accolades by her name. We had a 3Rs Mindset Mentor and IV Services of 3Rs Mindset Workshops, IV Mindset B2B Consulting, IV Speaks, 3Rs Mindset Keynote Speaker, Top Contract Negotiation Voice, and Infrared Vision LLC founder and CEO, Miss Mesha M. Mebane. I said it right.
Mebane. It's okay.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. I missed you. I used to be a regular at Tea Talks with Mesha, and I haven't been in touch with you in a while, so it's good to be with you this evening. Hello, everybody. Good to talk to you this evening.
Good people. So we're going to start with the first question. What led you to this path?
Wow, that's a loaded question. Yeah, let's go. So there's a lot behind infrared vision, and what was the motivator behind it is I had a cancer scare, Jeffrey, in 2017, a health scare, where I thought I had many adversities prior to, like, loss of a child, divorce, and but the cancer scare in 2017 really pivoted me and my mindset, because I was facing death truly if they didn't get this cancer out of me. So I prayed about it and I asked God to get that cancer up out of me. And when He does, what is it that I have not done that He wanted me to do? And so the thing of it is that with all my history at that particular time, I was in my mid 50s, like 51, 52. And I said, if you get this cancer out of me, I was making a negotiation. I will do what you asked me to do. So I was thanking for my life. And I started getting this download in 2018 around my birthday, which I just had another one a couple of weeks ago. Praise the Lord. A lot of people don't appreciate their birthdays. Mine comes extra strong in appreciation after you have a cancer scare. And so there was a download that came to me, and I just started writing. And he downloaded to me that he wanted me to start this company called Infrared Vision. He wanted me to base it off of the pretense of Proverbs 29:18, that people will perish for the lack thereof of vision, an infrared vision, by the way, and also speak to the 40 plus community, because I had been on LinkedIn since 2013, but there was not a lot of people speaking to the older community as they were aging. And he asked me to address, mindset and mindset shifts as you're aging, because, you're not the same person, sir, as you were in your 20s and your 30s. And now I know you're in your 40s. I remember that. And thank God we're not the same, because we're supposed to be getting older and wiser, right?
True.
And not making those same mistakes. So Infrared Vision was born in 2018 to serve the 40 plus community in mindset. Not a lot of people really get laser focused on mindset. And if they wonder why they're stuck or they're not moving in a certain direction, there is a book out there. Well, there's a study out there. Originator was Carol Dweck, and she studied it to a science about mindset, fixed growth. There are other mindsets, but she basically honed in on those concepts. And there's nothing new under the sun. It's just that I've been charged with the assignment to kind of teach that to the 40 plus community, because we really didn't talk about those kinds of things. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to tell you how to grow your business. We got enough mentors or coaches out that. We got enough mentors or coaches teaching other things. My mission is a straight mission to have an awareness about your mindset, where you're at, how you need to make mindset shifts, move, shake, and those kinds of things as you're getting older. There's a word in the Word of God that says, "Greater are your latter days than your first." And a lot of us are operating backwards. And so I want to have a mission to turn that around in some areas like I have done, which when we get further into the interview, where the fixed mindset, Misha, she has left the building on certain things and she's moved into a growth mindset on certain things. And so I would like to make sure that a lot of the 40 plus community considers those things that are old and not serving them anymore and move into a more of a growth space so they can age and be much, much happier with their decisions. And it starts with the mindset.
That is true. Um, what is Infrared Vision LLC?
Infrared Vision is a mindset mentoring company. And for the last 6 years, we just had a 6 year anniversary, 1st of July.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we were serving one-to-one individuals like yourself, Jeffrey.
Hmm.
We love that business model, but it is one that is slow to be profitable, if I must be honest.
Hmm.
So currently, I am. There's a saying, I'm an old country girl from Ohio, so I have to bring back my old country girl self and go, that dog ain't going to continue to hunt.
Yeah.
So, people are just kind of fickle and making decisions. We will continue to serve the 40 plus community one to one, but we have found a greater niche in moving into business to business. And so I
Nice.
am approaching that right now. I can't give you a whole lot of answers on it at the moment, but I have decided after my vacation last week that I'm going to pivot to business to business. I'm used to doing business to business anyway, since 1993 and in all my sales careers. So I think I'll be successful once I figure the formula out and move it in
Okay.
that direction. Hmm.
Okay. So if someone, for example, like me, pay for your service, what's an example to the audience so they get an idea if they never heard of this before that you do?
So, so infrared and focusing on mindset, right?
Hmm.
We need to make sure that you as an individual, Jeffrey, if you feel like you're stuck or you're not so sure about what your next is, we want to bring an awareness. Some my workshops are different. They're not like typical from anybody else. So, like we have a workshop called Infrared Vision Print, right? So that helps you if you're kind of lost or you're stuck after a certain kind of adversity. We like to help the 40 plus community pivot individually after certain things. Like I'm my own perfect avatar. So I use me to begin with in terms of when I was 43, I looked into the mirror and I just felt like I was in a groundhog day. You know what I mean? Like getting up, going to a job that I didn't like every single day, just feeling not fulfilled. So my question is, one of the signature questions with infrared vision is, are you living or are you just existing? So that can start to open up the introspect when you're shaking your head really hard there. That
That's the
starts opening
question.
up the perspective, are you living or are you existing? Because it can be not just one answer. It depends on what area you're talking about. Some people say, "Oh, I'm just flat existing." Well, we want to find out what mindset shifts do you need to take or make in order to get you to living, and what areas of your life do you feel like you're just existing? So we have those different areas we need to cover, and we will help you design what we call a vision print in order to get you over from one side to the other. Now, give me an example. I'm sorry, let me give you a disclaimer. I have a pet and he's barking right now. I'm so sorry. Hold on a second. Let me tame him. Get down. Yeah. Sorry about that, you guys. It's real life. So for me, if you asked Misha 20 years ago, Misha, in her 30s, Misha, would you be an entrepreneur? I would say no, 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 heck no. That's coming from a fixed mindset, Misha. Like fear would immediately set
Yeah.
in when you asked me that, right? And I would look at you with four eyes and go, no way, Jeffrey, I would never be. But that's coming from not, number one, possibly believing in myself, not knowing
Mhm.
what I would do or what have you. But moving forward, you're dealing with growth mindset, Misha, as of 2018, where I had to look in the mirror because I was sick and tired of being employed by employers who didn't appreciate me. I would generally would be the only African American in some of those environments, and I always had been in sales since 1993. So and I was always mostly in the top 10% of all the performances. So
Mhm.
when you sell there and you're good at it, there's a lot more pressure put on you than versus the other staff who are not performing. So you always feel like a certain amount of stress to keep performing, performing, performing. So one day I woke up and I said, hey, if I'm doing this for another company, then why
Mhm.
can't I do this for myself? And my wake up time was right around your age, is in my 40s. And I go, great, I think I need to start a business. So there's an example there on how an individual can make mindset shifts and move in the direction. And my why was free time. So if whatever your why is in the thing, now I always say this with a disclaimer, I'm not promoting anyone to become an entrepreneur, okay? Everyone's not cut out for that, all right?
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of moxie from A to Z to manage everything full time. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know that for yourself. You
Mhm.
got business expenses, personal expenses, you got taxes, you got to pay your own health insurance. I'm doing it all from A to Z. But what I am promoting is for the 40 plus community to shift over into a mindset from fixed to growth and also from existing to living.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Now, what is the three R's mindset?
Oh, glad you asked. Glad you asked. 6, 9 month, 12 month coaching program or anything like that. We like to teach through workshops. And so our training program is what we call through a three R's mindset. I came up with that and I trademarked it. So
Nice.
um, it's redefine, rebuild, restore. So think about yourself. I know a little bit about you, if you don't mind me saying. I mean, you could say, Misha, don't say that, but
Right.
say one like you, like me, after a divorce. What is our next? So we want to build a program or a workshop that designates that. In terms of the vision print,
Mhm.
we help you uncover those things. What would Jeffrey need to redefine? What would Jeffrey need to rebuild? And what would Jeffrey need to restore himself back to whatever it is he would like to be? Because we know that through adversity, sometimes it knocks us back and we
Mhm.
need to just woosah and then evaluate and redefine, rebuild, restore. I'll give you an example. My own coach, she just took my advice about redefine, rebuild, restore. A couple years ago, her house burnt down. Maureen,
Mhm. Good
house
people.
burnt down in Sabrina Park, and her husband had to rebuild. Okay,
Mhm.
but now that their house was restored, it just didn't feel like the same old house that they lived in for 30 something years, because it was the house that they grew up in, got married in, raised the
Mhm.
kids in. And even though it's the same structure, the old house is gone. So they had recently this year, I hope she doesn't mind me saying it, sold it. And she took my advice and went down to the beach for 6 months and rented a cottage till this October. And now they're buying another house, which is part of the restoration process to start anew. And so then now they're restoring
Awesome.
themselves back to a new sense of a direction. And sometimes we need to do that. For me, after I lost my child in 1996 in a divorce, my redefine and rebuild, restore was to move from Dayton, Ohio, and move to the DMV area, take a new job, get to know a new city, and restore myself back to a place where I could smile, whatever that takes. But it took me to move out of my old city, say goodbye to my family, and come to a new city, get a new job, learn something new, meet new people, you name it. So that's all a part about the 3 R's mindset.
Awesome. Yeah, you definitely been watching what you've been doing on LinkedIn. You moving up there.
Trying to anyway. I'm trying to pivot. All moves are not profitable, but we try to do smart moves that are at least sensible. You understand? And I don't. That's one thing about me is profitability or money comes second. What I like to focus on is, am I happy? Am I happy serving my community? And am I happy bringing this type of awareness to the community? And I am. I haven't gotten tired yet.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've learned building this from the ground up because you always get that question. You making money? God, no, when I'm supposed to make some money. I'm still building it. I'm like, okay, so mental note, when you get there and they come back around, stay over there. Leave me alone. Mental note, I don't need you around me.
Right, right.
Unless you have a building. Don't come when, oh man, you got, I saw the deal you just signed. No. I ain't signed no deal. It's fake news. You ain't seen nothing. Keep walking.
Right.
So if
Everything.
you're going to be like, okay, just keep doing your thing. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, everything is not a money making move in business. I wish people stop thinking about that. They would have to build their own from ground up, like you and I. I mean, I know you. So you and I have literally taken concept to implementation. And that's another thing is that not a lot of people can take concept to
No.
implementation. Or do they have the moxie to stick with it year after year until something comes? Most brick and mortars out
Yeah,
there
right.
take at least about 4 or 5 years, So I think we live in a time, where we've seen the cancel culture, and we've also seen Kardashian flip the light switch and make $1 billion, but that's a whole nother machine and unrealistic for everybody
Yeah.
when it comes in terms of small businesses. Believe me, I have a coach that is put this brand together, and she built a business herself helping small businesses. And the one thing about small businesses that's hard to get it off the ground is because most people don't have a whole lot of money in the bank, so they're trying to really build. And so the answer to these people who are knocking us on our shoulders are like, are you profitable yet? Oh, it's been 1 year, 2 years, and you're not that profitable. No, I tell people all the time, and I'll give this back to you. There is a what is her name? She's in doubt. Um, the African American actress. I love her. In doubt. She's playing with the opposite of Meryl Streep.
I think I've seen that track. I can't remember who it is.
I keep one of the. Is it Octavia Spencer? No, no, it's not Octavia Spencer. Anyway, this actress, she's been in multiple movies, but for some reason, she has her face just showed up to me in that movie, and I'm like, I recognize her from this movie and that movie. And she got a Grammy in these last couple of years, and she said, "Look, most people are noticing me now, but I've been in this business for 20 years." And I've been waiting for this moment. And my point behind that is that people only want to notice you when you got the shining lights on you, but they don't recognize, as you say, I'm gonna use your favorite word, the grind that
Mm-hmm.
goes in it. What's below there's a picture out there that's famous called the iceberg. And on top, you just see a clear iceberg on top of the water. But below, they talk about the work, the grind, the this, the that, all that it takes to go into it. People are not going to recognize you for that. You see what I'm saying?
Nah.
They just want to know what's in the shiny lights.
So I remember I
And
came across Dr. Eric Thomas on TikTok one morning. And I'm like, dang, this dude getting me hyped with his motivational speech. I started researching him, and he was speaking for years before he hit his mark, and everybody know who he is. Like, and he was saying himself, like, it ain't a microwave. You just keep getting better at what you're working on, and you will get to the spotlight. And then be ready when you do.
if that's what you want, my introvert self and extrovert self fights with each other every single day. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some days I wake up and go, "Ooh, I'm gonna love the spotlight when it happens to me," and then some days I'm like, "I want to serve, but leave me alone."
I had that same struggle.
You know what I mean? Like,
I had that same
do I
struggle.
care? I absolutely, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeffrey, like I always am. You know, I'm straight up, like no chaser.
Mm-hmm.
I some days just basically want to serve and do a good job with others, and I don't want any credit. I just basically want to do the will of God and have him give him all the glory, and
Mm-hmm.
help some people along the way. You and I have the same mindset and the same kind of heart. I really, if I do make it, I will, and or in the shiny light, so to speak, or the whole lot of profitability. I'm doing good now. I'm not doing bad, but if I really, really bounce off to that tune where it's like, whoo, I got so much in the bank account, I ain't got room for it. Um, I'm not gonna come up and run my mouth. I'm gonna be a quiet millionaire.
My biggest thing is when they learn who I am, that's gonna be weird. When you
You think so?
recognize you outside. I
You
think that's
think
the weirdest thing. Like, you got the podcast, the book, you're that guy. I love you. Like, thank you. And I'm from Detroit. My first thought, friend or foe. So like, oh no, they're a fan. Calm down. That's gonna
Yeah.
be weird.
But you know what? That's really what you were alluding to there about 15 minutes ago. It really is true about how we have to be careful of who we surround ourselves with.
Oh
You want to be with those people that really, are serious, number one, praying for you, number
yeah.
two, supporting you, and, may like me, I softly cheer you on every now and then. I don't want nothing from you, but really got to be careful of those people that even I'm protective of my social circle and who's IB fam and who can have my personal business phone number and all that kind of stuff, because while we're building, you just don't want people attaching to you for the wrong reasons, and you want to build a
Yeah.
good team around you and supportive. And I've lately I've been having this thing, audience, you have to forgive me for what I'm about to say, but lately I've been having people come on my schedule, and I've been more direct lately in the last couple of
Okay.
years than before, because some need therapy. They don't need mindset training. So I've learned to absolutely say that during the consultation call. I'm afraid that you don't need me first. I'm gonna stay in my lane. I think that may I suggest you need therapy, then you come back to me. This year it's working better.
Mm-hmm.
But last year, boy, I got some people that cuss me out, slam the phone down, or whatever the case may be. But I have to protect the lane that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have a lane. You're not over here laying blacktop. You are the CEO of JLE, and you do what you do. And so, why should you be over there trying to be everything to all people? So, that's the same with me. I stay in my lane. And if I feel that something else needs to be a component there, I'm only doing that for the betterment of you. And so that we can move into the mindset space later on. And I should be respected for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Some people, like I said, they need some help. We might not be the one to help them. Well, we reached the point where you market what you got going on, coming up. Floor is yours.
So, with pivoting to business, there are individual workshops on schedule right now with the infrared vision print. If you are a 40 plus person who needs help with the vision, if you don't know what your next is, we do have a couple dates on the schedule right now where we can help you redefine, rebuild, and restore. We also have a workshop out there that is called Mindset and Cash Flow. I'm not trying to be your financial advisor, but there is a mindset behind the reason why your cash flows the way it does, both good and bad. So we need to deal with the mindset behind that. Do you have a poverty mindset? Shaken out of that poverty mindset? Do you need to have a mindset shift with your cash flow and the way that you do things? So we deal with the mindset aspect behind it. So we do have mindset and cash flow workshop with some dates on there. We update them every single month. Now with infrared pivoting to business, we will be posting more about that in the near future, but we are excited to serve businesses, whether it be small, medium, or large, to train on mindset and the benefits of that to their group or organization. So that's what we got going on right now outside of Tea Talks with Mesha every single month, and also being on podcasts, interviews like this one that you've had me join with you today, Jeffrey.
You talking about writing a book?
Oh, where'd you get that from? Yeah, kind of, sort of. Where'd you get that from? You've been digging information?
Since I've published 3 books, it's a spider sense. I get like, I'm talking to you.
Oh,
Just check and
yes,
see. And
yes.
don't be wrong.
Yeah, okay, Spidey senses. I got you. Yes, I will be working on a book. It probably will not I will probably not start that project till 2025 with
Okay.
all that I'm trying to do with pivot to business. But I do believe that I should sit down and write a book in terms of the theme of infrared as well as how do we serve the 40 plus community and why mindset is so important. Yes, thank you.
Awesome. it's, like you need to ask him, man. It's ringing.
You are right. You're actually not the first person to ask me this year, but you're definitely the most poignant person by like, where's that book? You're not asking me, you're kind of telling me, I got you.
Now,
Now, if you don't mind me turning the flipping the switch on you,
yep,
you say you have 3 books now?
I have 3 that I published already.
Oh,
2 from the hashtag Musician Thoughts Inspirational Series.
okay.
First one, inspiration. Keep working, keep grinding, keep praying to achieve your goals. The second one, you may have missed the mark, but you can find it again. And the third one, I was a part of a virtual education conference about bridging the communication between teachers and students. So I had to do a speech about my experiences with words. So I titled it Your Words Can Break the Cycle. And the book is that speech that I did.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you
now I'm
for
finally
sharing.
working on the JLE Daily Devotionals. That's going to be a book and a journal page to all the quotes I used to write or do a video for. Got to find more time to do the videos again. But it's going to be a book of all the quotes I've done since I think '09.
Okay.
The book.
Okay, wonderful, awesome. And I also, I'm observant. Your beautiful mother, and I share the same birthday month. Congratulations to
I
her.
think
Her
she had fun.
turning her. That was a beautiful video that you posted the other day. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I got to do my article for my LinkedIn subscription. Probably going to talk about that and something else. Probably might do it later today or tomorrow. So I get a
Awesome,
post for the month out.
awesome.
Um, what has been the response to your workshop so far?
The response has been good. It could be better. I think more. I place that more on my shoulders
Okay.
because I haven't done a good job. I'm very open about what my strengths and failures are. So I haven't done a good job in promoting the workshops like I should,
Okay.
but I'm not hoping, but I will change that towards the end of this next 2 months and also all through the rest of the year to promote them more.
Okay.
Um, so I think it is a benefit as individuals to actually attend those workshops. I've also adjusted the pricing a little bit because I wanted to everyone to not stop making excuses and actually attend. It's not that I'm discounting my worth. It's just I'm just trying to give people a gift and then eliminate their excuses. But I think I need to promote them more. So you'll see more about those if you follow the brand.
Okay. Now, what has been your biggest challenge on your journey?
To be straight up with you, when you first started attending Tea Talks with Misha, I was on fire. I mean, I was doing all kinds of things in the background, and I'm sure you experience this as an entrepreneur. Sometimes you're really on fire, and sometimes you fall back into a lull a little bit. It really has nothing to do with anything or anybody. It's just you. And I used to be hard on myself about that, but now I've let up on myself in the last couple of years about that. It's like strike your balance. You mentioned before we came on that you get ready to take a break. That's what I do. So I'm more self-aware about my times to be on fire and get things
Mhm.
done, which I'm going to lock into that in the month of August. You should see my calendar; it is loaded. And September's a
Nice.
little lighter, but action items that must be done now. So absolutely, I will grind all April. I mean, all of August, excuse
Mhm.
me, and then give myself a week off the first week of September. So it's a control thing. So I think the biggest
Gotcha.
challenge for me is just to stay on fire more often than not. As an entrepreneur, and especially if you're making money, you do have an opportunity to make your own schedule and time. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Last year, I didn't work past April.
That's nice.
I didn't work past April,
That's
but the
beautiful.
problem with that is that it impacted me this year. You see what I'm saying? So, I like your word. If you're going to grind, then you're going to see results. But if you kind of let up, you'll and
Yeah.
you let up too long, then you will start to see those results of letting up. So it's just
Yeah.
really for me, me in the mirror and striking that balance between keeping everything going and floating and then also honoring my time off.
Yeah. I know sometimes it can feel like you stretching yourself thin. You need to just stop. But it's more of a no, take a time out. Because God told you to do this, so ain't no quit. You take
Right.
time out, drink some Gatorade, stretch, watch some cartoons, chill out, listen to music, and get back to it.
Right. I
Take
took a
those
week
time.
off last week and I found my creative juices started flowing again. So sometimes I call it backing away from the desk.
Hmm.
Go be Misha, go be Jeffrey, back away from
Hmm.
the desk and then give yourself time to breathe and just be you. And then that opens up the doors for creativity and then you can get right back to it. So that's been my biggest challenge. I appreciate you asking that question.
Yeah, because I know just a few days ago, I found a book I started transcribing, which it was a dream I had a few years ago. And it was a dream, something like the Thundercats cartoon, but I was watching it unfold. When I woke up, I just started writing everything I saw and happened. And I started transcribing, like, well, I need to get this out here. Then I stopped. So I was in the room looking for something else, and I came across, like, you got to finish this book. Quit playing. That's the cartoon Netflix. You got merchandise. You got a universe. You're going to build your marble once you get this out here. Quit playing around.
Right,
So I'm like, all right, get back to your books.
right. You're exactly in my head because, to be honest with you, the projects I haven't completed, like when you say get back to that, I've dreamed that, my registered trademark is on coffee cups and t-shirts, redefine, rebuild,
Hmm.
restore. There's when we're entrepreneurs and we have the time to be creative, we really need to maximize on those things.
Hmm.
And so I'm glad you asked me about a book because yes, that needs to be done too. So there's really a lot. And you're a solo entrepreneur like me. What I'm learning this year, and I'll be done giving you my challenges, is that I am starting to realize that I need to start looking for the right people to help me do what I need to get done. So talking to this young lady. I hope she doesn't mind me mentioning her name in this interview today. Kristen Wiggins yesterday. She's out of DC, close to me, and she helps small businesses pivot to business. So, and then I have another gentleman helping me look up opportunities for infrared to position itself for mindset in terms of government grants and things of that nature.
Huh?
So, this was just something on the cusp in the last 30 days that I'm having this discovery and going out finding people that I need to help me build what I want to do
Mhm.
next. We can't always do everything ourselves.
No,
you
you can't.
know, yeah, yeah.
I'm slowly forming a team, and I got to start working on. I am the press. I have my press pass. Okay, and they start going, get ready to go to events. They be calling. Okay, what I need to do, what my team need to do when I bring them, so I can be at sporting events every time.
There you go.
So I ain't playing around.
There you go.
In your opinion, what has been your impact in the community?
I believe my impact in the community, that the people that follow infrared vision,
Hmm.
is really bringing that awareness around mindset. I'm starting to feel people really wanting to gravitate towards the brand and
Awesome.
learning more about mindset. The comments that I get, or they're being inspired to
Hmm.
do new things, or they're inspired by self evaluation. They're inspired to, instead of lean back, that was our parents. They leaned back when they aged, but now people are wanting to lean in and age well, do more things. We're no longer the rocking chair generation. We are out
Yeah.
there moving and shaking. We're building businesses. We're doing all kinds of things that keeps us moving and going. And I would encourage anyone listening to please, God didn't give you a brain to fall back into mediocrity. I realized that when I was in my mid 40s that I liked what I did, but I was also accepting mediocrity. I was only using about 10% of my brain. And
Mhm.
so I really want to say that whatever it is, you know, be creative, be bold, be brave, be you, and be you unapologetically, and go out and discover whatever that is so you can
Mhm.
satisfy the other 90% of space that you're not using, and really use it, because we live in an environment right now which is kind of crazy. But if you choose to stay laser focused on your own path, and don't stop until you implement it, that's my favorite. That's my key word this year: implementation.
Mhm.
Let me give you a quick synopsis around why that's so important to me. In my one-to-one mentoring, I've learned something very key, and that's not you, but I've learned something very key about individuals. There is a huge gap between I want and action and implementation. And I
Yeah.
will really put out there to the community, watch, I'm looking at you. Um, Please try to close that gap, because you have been in business. I've watched you grow. You have been in business 2+ years, and it went just like that. Just like that. I've been You came around in the beginning when I was trying to get things together, and I'm already saying I'm 6 years in business, right? It went just like that. So I want
Mhm.
to tell the audience is please stop dragging your feet because 43 becomes 50. I mean, I just turned 58 2 weeks ago. 52 becomes 58 real quick. So if you got something you want to do, don't want to preach tonight, but hurry up, make a decision, and get to some action and get to some implementation. I just needed to say that.
Nah, that's facts. There's nothing holding you back nowadays to do whatever your mind's thinking about. Except
Right.
you. If you got people saying you can't be a painter, tell them to shut up and go get better friends. They your homies. Well, what type of painter you want to be? Let's go. Let's Google and see what you want to do. That's a real friend.
Right. Right. I like how you talk. You're straight no chaser like me.
Nah, that's on the Bible. Yay and nay. Like that's my personality. You
Mhm.
suck or you cool. Ain't no middle ground. I name the show middle ground. Right. And they're like, you're weird. Like, no, you're weird. It's in the Bible. We all go to church. He telling you to be cooler or you suck. Which I just say those words. But to me, that's what yeah and nay mean. You cool or you suck.
It does say let your yes mean yes and your no mean no.
I'm still cool with you. I just know how you get down. You're a Decepticon. Cool. Stay over there. You know,
Hmm.
don't be around me because I don't like Decepticons. They stab me in the back. Cool. I need Autobots. I can trust you. Keep it real simple. Like, Like, you just too rigid. Like, whatever. Call me whatever you want. Don't care. You got me
Exactly.
this far.
Exactly. And you know what? It really is. Let's talk about that for a second. It really gets to be a lonely journey when you are building as an entrepreneur and not being understood by certain people or whatever the case may be. But it's just that you have decided to go for it and
Yeah.
nothing matters. When I was on my day job and unhappy and hanging around people that were on their day job and unhappy too, we all seem to be getting along. But as soon as I stretch out and say, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to become all of a sudden the people around me, including, I'm going to be real, including the person I was involved in. This has happened since I met you. Since the person I was involved
Okay.
in, they start to look at you differently. They start to treat you differently. They're like, well, why? But I don't understand that. But it does happen in households. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it real. There are people out there that absolutely cannot stand when you make a decision to grow.
Yeah, they get jealous, unfortunately. Because they
Yes.
think you're taking a shot at them, but it's just you being the mirror of them not maximizing their potential.
Right. And do
Instead
you
of dealing
not
with that, it's your fault.
keep it real? I've had people call me back recently, just recently, and
Hmm.
apologize and say, I'm sorry. I'm like, hey, you didn't have to call and apologize, but hey, I just tried to, make you understand that, hey, I no longer can stay in this space. I
Hmm.
have to move because I'm not getting any younger. It had nothing to do with you. You could have stayed the way that you wanted to stay, but I had to move. I literally now am training myself at this age where I have to move and grow. Because what I really am looking for later on is no woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
That's really what I want to say by the time I get your mom's age, if you don't mind me saying, because I saw
Yeah.
that beautiful video.
I mean,
That I want by that age, which is not far from me, turning 58,
mhm.
and I want no woulda, coulda, shoulda. I don't care if I didn't make $1 million doing it or whatever the case may be. I just want to be able to say, I tried.
Mhm.
That's pretty much it. I've tried, I assisted people. There's been some impact, and that's it. For somebody else, they might want all the bells and whistles. But
Yeah.
I want to know that I didn't make excuses and I tried. And there's really nothing wrong with that.
I think the worst thing a person can do with their life is to never find a purpose, or if they know it, don't do nothing with it. And you gotta tell God. You were supposed to be an architect. Why didn't you listen to the person I put there to tell you to go ahead and they're gonna support you? I want to have a conversation. You told me what it was. I did everything possible to make it what it could be. Like, man, look, had you did it, your life would have been this. He got the big board. He gonna show you, like, had you listened to so and so, that's someone you trust. This what you should have been doing, but you didn't. You did this.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, nah, that ain't dude. You can't show me. Had you listened, your family, your generations, everybody good, but you did this. Nah, can't be my story.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. You ever read the book Prayer Jabaz, Jeffrey?
No, I haven't heard that one.
Okay. There's a little book out there called Prayer Jabaz, and there are a few people in my community we love talking about. In fact, I'm gonna have an audio event in October with Mary Wells. I'm sure you've come across Mary Wells on LinkedIn, and we're going to be talking about an audio event called Prayer Jabaz. And one of the sections in there is where this guy takes Jabez into this warehouse of boxes with ribbons on them. I actually gave a live speech about this
Okay. Awesome.
early 2023 with this group of women here locally in Maryland. And there's a lot of unopened boxes with your name on them. I'll direct it to you, your name on them, Jeffrey. And so Jabez says, "What are all these boxes?" And he said, "These are all the boxes with people's names on them that never got open because they have not, because they asked not. And they died with unopened boxes. They died and they perished without discovering what they absolutely could do or become." And I shake your hand right now, sir, on that, is that will not be you and I.
Oh, no. I'm figuring it out somewhere. Hook or crook. I ain't the smartest man on the planet, but give me time. I will figure it out.
Right.
Now we reached the Yoda game question. Have we made you comfortable, relaxed, in the middle ground? What advice do you have for someone trying to find their purpose?
You have to stay true to you. Okay. You have to understand who you are. You need to define yourself through your own lens, not somebody else's. I remember coming up that, I would look this direction, that direction. And, maybe just because I used this analogy not too long ago, say my dad, he was in the service, right? At some point. He used to tell me as a young woman, "Mesha, you should go on the service. I was in the army. You should be in the army." I'd be like, "Dad, that's not my personality. Number one, I hate getting up at 4 o'clock. The only time I'm getting up at 4 o'clock is unless I gotta go do little girl room or something, and I'm not popping my nail." And back then I used to wear acrylics. So I'm not popping my nails off to go fight or do anything. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, this girl is so foo-foo." Yes, I'm foo-foo. I like nails. I like this. I like that. So what I'm saying is that a lot of people follow a path because so-and-so did it that way. And they lose themselves and their identity through someone else's lens. Like if you and I were to trade glasses right now, just this analogy just came to me. If you and I were to trade glasses right now, I would not be able to see through your prescription and you would not be able to see through mine. It'd be blurry. So I recommend that was a good analogy. Thank you, God. So now I is that you need to sit down and do some self-evaluation for you and discover who you are and your own identity and take it in the direction that is best for you, not through daddy's eyes, mama's eyes, Uncle Jerry's eyes, or whoever it may be. You need to define that path for you. Now, I learned that late in life because I learned through therapy. I did about 4 or 5 years of therapy, that I was a terrible people pleaser, right? I wasn't putting the oxygen mask on me first. I was putting it on others first. and then I was dying. So I found out through in my late 40s, around your age, after therapy, Jeffrey, that I needed to go back to my own tagline, 3R's mindset, and redefine, rebuild, and restore. So my final comment on that is to sit down, self-evaluation, get to know you, and align yourself up with something that's going to make you happy and really be laser focused on your purpose.
Oh,
Nobody
that's
else.
awesome, guys. We tend to not put the mask on ourselves first, and you gotta love you more than anybody else. I mean, you come first. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else.
Yeah, there has been some posts out there on LinkedIn where I disagree with because people say, "Oh, loving self is not of God" or something like that. I don't agree with that.
God gave you
I
wisdom.
believe that, huh?
God gave us wisdom. Why wouldn't you put your mask on for pain as
Right,
well? He ain't
right.
gonna help you.
I don't think loving on self is selfish because you have to be able to fill your own cup up first
Mm-hmm.
before you can help somebody else. And actually, there's a gentleman and I, Curtis Brooks, and he's gonna be like, "You mentioned my name on that interview." Yes, we just put a audio event together today. Collaboratively, we'll be doing in August about leadership, and are you practicing basically what you teach? So um, really alignment, which is one of my favorite things to talk about, and I'm done, is your mindset, your mouth, and your feet. Get what I'm saying? Your
Mm-hmm.
mindset, your mouth, and your feet need to be fully in alignment in order for you to accomplish a thing. That mind can't be over here thinking one way and that mouth saying
Yeah.
something else and your feet going into a different direction. It's one of my favorite things to say in an interview. You cannot have those things out of an alignment and expect to accomplish a thing. You have to take that mind, think the same way, talk the same way, walk the same way in order to accomplish a thing.
You're right.
That
I think sometimes God might remove everything for you to not have excuses to get on the path He really chose for you to be doing because it's needed to be done.
I, I agree with you.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
actually,
move that out the way, move that. It's only me
actually
and you and what you
Actually,
supposed to be
I've
doing.
experienced a lot of those things. If you've read some of my posts, I've gotten a lot of hits in the past. I will actually tag you on a post tonight and be like, Misha has taken a lot of hits, a lot of pruning, a lot of lessons. I mean, I know all levels of income. I know zero. I know 10,000. I know 20,000. I know zero. I've had two layoffs. I've had a house heading towards foreclosure. I know all levels. I am not what I call too suchy muchy. I don't think more of myself than I ought
Hmm.
to. I've experienced a lot of hits. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Losses of children, divorces, layoffs, you name it. And so you're right. You will go through a process of pruning. He wants to see what's important to you, what's not, you name it. So I think I can. We all should be proud of ourselves and the lessons that we've learned, but make sure that we learn them
Hmm.
and we move forward with them. Make sure that we're not making those same old mistakes twice or three times.
That's true. Now, how did you enjoy being in the middle ground? Finally.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure with you. You and I have connected a couple years ago, and
Hmm.
I believed in your vision from day one. If you couldn't tell, as soon as we met and interviewed the first time, uh, that a lot of people didn't get to hear and see. I started referring people to you and to interview
Hmm.
right away. So when I connect with someone like that on a spiritual level, and I believe in their vision, as you can see, I 100% support you, and I'm very proud of you. And I pray that both of us continue to keep moving forward and growing.
Oh yeah, you over there shining too. Any big news you're making? Well, I definitely want to thank the 3 R's Mindset Mentor, IV Services, 3 R's Mindset Workshops, IV Mindset B2B Consulting, IV Speaks, 3 R's Mindset Keynote Speaker, Top Contract Negotiation Voice, Infrared Vision LLC founder and CEO, the amazing Miss Mesha M. Mebane. I think I said that.
Nothing. It'll be okay. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be here today. I'm very
I
humbled
appreciate
by
you.
your presence, and I appreciate you too.
And once I get done with it, I'll put it up and tag you in it. If you know how they can reach you and all that great stuff. And need something from me, just phone call or shout away.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
everybody, enjoy your weekend. Until next time.
Namaste.
Nice.
313 Detroit's love, the Motor City. Detroit love, can't nothing stop me. Detroit's love, I love my city. Detroit love, that 313. Detroit raised me. Detroit.